Hey everyone, it's Louisiana Woodsman. Just wanted to thank everybody for watching all my previous videos. I've been seeing some pretty cool comments. Kind of neat to see other people watching my ways of hunting and tactics, and it's crazy to think that anybody's interested in what I'm doing on YouTube. But that's another story. Um, this past weekend and this weekend coming up are primitive either sex weekends for a few public land parcels in Louisiana. I'm going to have some footage of one of them on this video, and this coming weekend, I'm going to gather some more footage from that hunt, and you'll see that next week. Just wanted to show you guys some gear that I use and some things that are going to make it easier for me out in the woods. Something else you probably noticed right off is saddle hunting, but I'm not going to go on and on about saddle hunting. There's a billion videos on YouTube about that, and there's too many people that have just created an occult following. I did it for practical purposes. This I can climb a lot more trees, a lot smaller trees, a lot more junky trees than I could with a climbing stand, which is what I sometimes do. Um, I just use a one stick method. I've talked about that before. I use a Hawk Helium stick, um, strap it to the tree, move it up with me as I go, that sort of thing. But for those of you that just want to see, dump pouch, 30 feet of 10 mil rope, I believe, pull up rope in this pouch, and a ropeman as my ascending device. But that's all there is to that. Something I will be trying out this weekend is two different styles of sticks. I say style, same style, different lengths. I just stuck with Hawk Helium. It's kind of the cheapest but still light product. So I'm going to show you those sticks. So this is my 30-inch stick. I think it's been in the video already. I tried deadening it with this tape, this soundproofing tape. It's working pretty good, but it is peeling. I cheaped out on it. It's the cheap stuff, so I'll probably upgrade that at some point. Foldable pegs, no complaints. It's really tough. Hasn't bent, broke, nothing. And I'm 220 pounds, so just for reference. But this is the 30-inch stick. So a few things that I find that I wish I had a shorter stick, or like situations where I wish I had a shorter stick, is packing it out. I've seen some people attach their sticks to the saddle, but obviously a 30-inch stick, pretty wide, catches on stuff, sways when you walk like that. Or if you have a backpack and you put them vertical on your backpack, well, it's still really long. It's either going to hit your butt or your head, and you just got to pick. So, like that. Unless you have a really big pack and you're just like an absolute pack mule. I am not. I don't want to go out there with a ton of stuff. I don't want to be heavy. But I'm going to show you the 20-inch stick. This is the 20-inch stick. It's on my pack right now. I had the 30-inch stick, and it came up to about here. Kind of tap you in the back of the head every once in a while. This one, really short. I don't have sound deadening tape on it yet. That will come in the future. But I will try both of these. I just don't know if I'll like climbing with the 20-inch stick. I might even put an aider, a rope aid on there. That way it extends the steps without putting on a lot of weight. But yeah, this is a little regular old Hawk Helium 20-inch stick, foldable steps. Some of this stuff is going to come off, like the suction cups. I don't use that because I'm not going to bring out multiple sticks. So that you could save a little bit of weight right there. Not really the biggest deal in the world. It's just to keep it from snagging on random crap and making me mad in the woods and want to launch it into the water. But this is going to be interesting this weekend. I don't have an aider. I don't have time to order one. We're just going to wing it. But anyway, this video is going on too long. I'm going to just show you all the little bit of footage of the hunt this weekend, like kind of the area that I was in. I set up pretty close to water, being how dry it's been. There's a thick patch of trees in that video, behind that thick patch of trees is the lake. Go ahead and watch it. Last Sunday afternoon is when I went hunting on that WMA uh, that had primitive either sex open last weekend. It really wasn't that good of weather, in my opinion. Uh, I see a lot of times that deer do not move in high winds, and we had really high winds that afternoon. It was like 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. Maybe a little bit less than that, might be exaggerating, but it was strong, and I've never seen good deer activity in those high winds. I know that I've listened to MSU Deer Labs podcast, and a lot of these professionals talk about these deer studies showing that deer have no effect or are not affected by wind at all. No movement has changed from wind picking up, wind gust. I feel like I have seen different around here. I feel like it's probably stressful because they can't hear, they can't smell. Uh, it takes some of their senses away, so it's safest to just hunker down in some thick brush and wait till the cover of darkness to move wherever they want to go, whether that be food, water, or another bedding area they want to go to. Something else that I noticed is that there were not very many hunters that afternoon. Might be because they knew the same thing that I just said, high winds, but I ain't right in the head. I'll go anyway. That kind of one of those things where do as I say, not as I do. If you have some of those high wind days, uh, things that I would do if it's not a rifle weekend, or if it's a rifle weekend, you got to take advantage of it. Um, you can't pick and choose your weather. But if it's bow season and you're just kind of going out on a whim, but it's some bad wind, uh, or not the right wind, man, just stay home or just take your wife out to dinner, something like that. I promise she'll appreciate it. I know mine does. Shoot, just slip in a little white lie in there if you want to. Say, oh, babe, I know the deer are going to be moving this afternoon, but you know what? I've been missing you so much this week. I think I'm going to stay home and eat dinner with you. In like Flynn, good to go. She'll let you go hunting the rest of the season. I will not promise that, but uh, anyway, if you still want to go out in the woods, I recommend use that as a scouting day because you can move quieter in the woods, just as long as you're going upwind. That way, your scent's always going back to where you came from. I'd recommend finding new hunting spots, like new bedding areas, find hot sign. Good time to listen for acorns hitting or falling. You can see if there's a hard mast somewhere. Uh, I recommend doing something else besides wasting an afternoon sitting in a particular spot, unless you just know like you got that deer's number and he's coming. Enough. Sorry, that's my dogs. One of those things is a new deer dolly that I did not purchase. I made it from scratch. Let me show you. This is like broke people dreams right here. All of this was almost 100% free. The only thing I had to buy was zip ties. I'm a professional zip tire. I am a zip tie king. If you haven't noticed, I've probably got close to 300 zip ties on this thing. What this is made of is a gurney frame that I found for free. And this is like an axle frame setup from one of those what you call it, shoot, it's gonna come to me. It's a baby carriage like behind a bike. It's a baby stroller, a bike baby stroller. Tongue twisted. I cut all the junk off of it that I didn't need, like all the webbing and whatnot, because I just wanted these tires. So next up is a paint job, but that ain't important. But I've discovered that I no longer like to drag deer. I loaded my brother on this thing, and he is roughly 200 pounds, and I was able to pull him across the yard with ease. You know, not a bad little system. You can even hook it up to a belt if you wanted, just like that. But regardless, it's going to cut my dragging time in half. Especially if you have a partner with you, you can grab two handles. They sell them for pretty cheap at Academy. I think I saw them for 60 or 70 bucks. But if I could do it for free, I'm not going to buy it. That's for sure. I'm just that kind of hunter.